Good afternoon, welcome back to Ultra Koi for another one. So today's video, we're back in the garage with my indoor grow on. I say my indoor grow on like I've got an outdoor pond, but my main grow on tub. I'm just in the middle of field maintenance and I've just tried to strip the pump down just to check no more media got stuck in it. But that's a different story for another time. What I'm going to do today is I'm actually going to get some of these out. Since the season is done, temperatures, well, extremely high to be fair for this time of October, but just have a measure of some of them. Some I got at the start of this season to see how much they've put on over the time I've had them, and a couple of others just want to actually measure where they actually are compared to where they were when I bought them. So it's pretty much a year now to the day since I set this tub up. And some of these fish have been in there since the beginning. The lucky ones that have survived all my mishaps and fuck ups and the rest of it. And obviously I've moved quite a few on as well. So yeah, let's snap back in a minute when I've got the first ones out. What I'll do is I'll put a video of the fish when I got them, the ones that I do have videos for still, and I'll put a comparison of them as they are currently next to them. So snap back on the first fish. So this is just a quick flashback to literally the first day I put the fish into the tub when I moved them out, and what they look like. Obviously a lot of them I don't have anymore, or I've moved to Dad's ponds, moved on, or I have lost some. But yeah, and then here is them all bowled up. Pay particular attention to the little Kikui, the little hikari. They're the two that are obviously we're coming up focusing on, but there are a few others in there that I do still have as well. And the Doitsu Showa is also on display here, looking very, very different to what he does today. So yeah, let's get on. So this is the Kikui, female, I think she is, judging by body shape and the pectoral fin shape, but again unconfirmed. But yeah, look at the size this is put on. This is the same Kikui that you saw in the bowl a year ago. It really has exploded in growth. It's approaching 50 centimeters now, for what is something that's only just turned this size. So it was spawned in the summer of 22, so it's had just over one full year, so we're coming up what, 18 odd months. So on to my Shoda hikari, another one from exclusively Koi. Picked this one up October last year, so like I said, pretty much a year to the day almost. Another 12 centimeter toe size when I picked him up. I'm really proud of this. I've said this before I think, but just look at the growth I've had on that in the last year. From 12 centimeters, he's hit 40. It's head to tail, right at the end of his fin, he's hit 40 centimeters. And the light's not, if I try and get in the light a bit, but his colour and the quality of his skin and the scalation on him is just fantastic. I'm so proud of this one. He's grown really well, and he's been for a bit of a journey as well. So he's one of the originals that I separated off to put in the tank to test the heat, and a small bag of sake hikari with the Kikui, and two of the Benicomius, which I've since moved on. And when I moved them over into the tub, when I decided to heat the whole tub, he jumped out the tank and I had right fun getting him. Damaged himself. You can see in the video I'll put up, it's actually when I got him back in the water and tried to get him going again before I put him here. He's got his mucus had all sort of separated from his body and around his gills. But now look at him. He's recovered fantastically and he has grown into a monster. For me, for my tub, that's a monster. See what I can keep doing with him over the next year. I don't know what the limit is of this tub. And that's what I'm trying to find out, how much water you need to get some of these absolute monsters. But yeah, I am beyond proud of that and beyond pleased with it. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Fantastic looking fish, and from a small toe side that I paid 20 quid for. Fantastic. So this bowl we're going to focus on the Kahaku in here and the Mashian. Do still have the big Showa. The other three I don't have, either moved on or I have lost them. But the first one we're going to look at and bowled up is the Mashian, and that has done really, really well. Just trying to get the hang of getting the right amount of water in here so they can't jump but still can swim. But if you look at the reticulation and the scalation on this fish it's fantastic. Its colour has dulled down a bit from what it was, but it was a lot more intense. It was younger, it was more orange when we first got it, but never expected it to stay that way. And now it's nicely balanced and has a Makashioga and should look. So yeah, it's done really well. Look at the size of it. It's really put on some girth as well as length. Right, this one is an Adam Bayer Kahaku that I got at Christmas. So this one's been in here longer. As one of the one of last year's Tosai end of season ones. I bought it again, as I said in the last one, because of the way the Benny was in the front fin. And I know that's not textbook, that's not what will win you a show. In fact, it's almost frowned upon, but I really like it. I think it looks fantastic. And what it is a sign of good pigment of the Benny. So yeah, here he is. I've learnt this time. I've got the boulders full up as I have been, so this one can't get out. But yeah, the body on him is really starting to pack on. I've noticed with the Saki on this one, the Saki hikari, his width. Not necessarily his length that went mad, but his actual body shape and the frame that he's got. Now this must be what was referenced to, like bone structure and stuff. You can see around his shoulders and the bit behind the back of the head has done really well. He's just hit 35 centimetres, so not as big as some of the other ones have done, but his body is phenomenal, or hers. I'm not sure what sex it is. I'm going to guess male, by how there's a little bit of a straight angle to the front pec fins, but that's not a definite. But yeah, really pleased. That Benny on the side, that is just the colour of the decoration. There we go. This one we're going to focus on the Saragoi that's in here. It was about, I think, 22 centimetres long when I got it. The Kajaku isn't in the tub anymore. It's gone into Dad's pond, so that wasn't mine. But yeah, the Saragoi is what we're going to focus on next. Again, Adam Bayer Saragoi. So here he is. This is, so from the end of May we picked this one up to October, and this has absolutely stacked it on. Again, you always expect the single colour varieties to stack it on, but this one has done fantastic. I'm going to hazard a guess female as well from body shape and fin shape. There are a few areas of it where you can see the underlying Achiba maybe in there still, to some Benny to pop out, so we'll see, but I'm not overly fussed either way because the fan of Achiba or whatever, a great Saragoi. Some of the scalation is not as strong as it was, as it's sort of more stretched, but the reticulation of the scales is still there. They're just not maybe as defined as they once were, but you know, size-wise, it's putting some shoulders on and it's putting some length on, so pretty impressed. And we've gone over, I think, 45 centimetres. Really happy. So this next bowl, I've lost count with this about 100 times. I thought I only bought 5 here, but I didn't. I bought more, as you can see. So apologies for some of the mistakes I make coming up. But this is a bunch I bought in, I think it was the start of May. It might have been the end, but it was definitely in May at some point. And these are all from exclusively koi. Some, you know, a wide variety here. We've got an Achiba, we've got a Doit Sanki, we've got 2 Ginrin Showas, we've got a Tancho Gashiki and a Kiyutsuri. So let's have a look at how these are developed. So this Doitsu Sanki was another of the 5 that I added start of May. One of the exclusively koi batch. It's done really well. At first I was worried that he was too small to compete in here, and I think he did struggle to begin with because he was the smallest of the bunch. You know, barely hitting 12 centimetres. But he has really started to stack it on. His Benny's really good. That Benny on his head's really intense, so hopefully the body will follow later on. But yeah, he's put on some good size this season, and I think had he had less competition and more fish his own size in there, then he may have grown even more. So as you can see, he's put on a fair bit. Body's looking good as well, and thickness between shoulders backwards. Sumi on the tail needs some work, but that's what I've started to drop it down to do a little bit before I do him a mini winter. And when I say mini winter, it's going to be a mini winter just to subject him to a bit of cold, a bit of hibernation, and then I shall pick it back up slowly and start feeding again over the winter. Try and catch some of these up again. But yeah, he's looking at about 25 centimetres head to tail, so really good growth. Right, I'm going to pop him back, not stress him out too much. So these were two that I got in May at the start of the season, and the bowl that you can see originally with the 5 in, these are two of them. Grown really well, really well. Sumi on the Kiyutsuri is not great, but from what I've seen, it does sharpen up as they get older, so we'll see. But the body on him and the growth has been great, as has the Kikui and Shoda. The Benny isn't that intense, but wasn't the most intense when I got it. Hopefully that will, as it grows, the skin tightens and thickens, that will become a little bit more intense. And don't forget, I've done no colour work on these. They get very minimal UV, and they get no actual colour enhancing food, which I will move on to, which I've just started chilling the water off recently to try and help some of the Sumi development, some others that needs to come out. And when I say chilling the water off, I've dropped it from the 25 that I normally run at, 26, down to 20, just to see what we get. So I have backed off the growth food, just to see if I can sharpen some of the Sumi up. But the Ginrin on that fella, it's lovely. Really pleased with how they've grown. You can see yourself how much they have grown. So yeah, very pleased. Right, this should be the 5th and final one out of the exclusively Koi start of May batch. I bought this one because the pattern. It's got the what I call the Yuri checkerboard pattern up its body, and it's mixed in with Benny as well, which is fantastic, and it's Ginrin. So yeah, it's really pleased with this one. Again, another one that was between the 12 and 15 centimetre mark. It's had an absolutely fantastic growing period. And once I do a little bit more work on the Sumi, I think I like the head pattern's fantastic, as is the rest of the checkerboard. Again, you can see the growth. And this is what I've underestimated, how many fish I've put in here to how they're going to grow. It's crazy. Caught me off guard almost, actually, once I started heating and piling in the food. Yeah, you can see there's another one that's tipped 30 centimetres, just about, head to tail. Really pleased again. Let's see what we can get out of him over the next year again. And this is the Achiba from Exclusive Koi at the same time, so start of May, end of April, start of May it was. This has grown phenomenally. I mean, his scalation is fantastic. It's better than my Saragoi. It is going to be a lovely fish. Really nice fish. I'm really pleased with the growth we've got on that this season. Well, since we got it. Body shape is really good. Really healthy. Fins are all lovely. I love the way the Benny is in that front fin, like the Montagura and the Sumi. At the base of the fin, I really like that. I know some people don't, but I do really like that. And it's a good sign of the quality of the Benny that's in there. But as you can see, this again was around the slightly bigger, I think, than the other ones at the time. So 13, 14 centimetres. None of them were bigger than 15 centimetres when I got them. And he's competed really well. Again, like I said, the last one I was a little bit worried that some of them were slightly too small to compete, but this is, as you can see, he's hit 30 centimetres, probably slightly over in that period. So see what we can do with him over the winter and through to the start of next year. If I can get this water and filter stable, thin out the crowd a little bit and keep growing on the big ones. But this one I'm really excited about because the growth it's shown. And again, I'm doing this just to show what I've achieved in a 2,500 litres, 3,000 litres worth of water in a tub in my garage. Nothing fandangled. Just trying to follow some principles, keep an eye on a few things. I've learnt loads. I mean, like I say, stocking wise, I'm well overstocked now, but it has been working really, really well. So, let's get the next one. I lied. This is the final one of the batch I bought at the end of May from Exclusively Koi. This is the Harawaki that I picked up, the Ginrin Harawaki. His yellow's not as intense as it was. It's definitely faded a bit. So we'll see if we can bring that colour back, but you always get that with the yellow ones in their first 2 years. It does jump all over the place, not settle. Still there on his nose, and the pigment is quite strong, so I hold out some hope that it'll come back, but either way, if he loses it all, I'm end up with a nice Ginrin Ogon. But yeah, there's another one that's grown beyond my expectations, and he doesn't like the bowl and I put too much water in, so I'm going to put him back. But you can see again the size that he's achieved in a short space of time. Really pleased. And I just want to stress, I haven't done this with fish his own size. He went in there with some of the big ones and had to compete from the off, as the rest of them have. Once you get the appetite up, it's pretty good. And he started life on the smaller cuttlebrook pellets that were mixed in with the bigger stuff, so yeah, very, very pleased. See another one that's just tipped 30. Right, pop him back and go to the next one. I lied again, and I can't count, and this is part of the disease that I have that I keep talking about where I just buy fish. This was the other one I got from Exclusive Farm. I'm not going to say it's the last one, I think it's the last one that, at the start of May. This was the Tancho Goshiki. Was the Tancho Goshiki. Right, so not wanting to stress out the Tancho Goshiki again, I've moved on. So this bowl is a bowl that we got in June. I picked up from Oi Koi. Some have been moved into my dad's pond, other ones are still in here, but I've only focused on the Tancho Sanki and the Tancho Goshiki. The Ginrin Kahaku isn't mine, it's my dad's growing on, and the Ginrin Shoda isn't mine either, is also my dad's being grown on for his birthday present. For, well, we said this year, but it might have to be next year's too, because price of sake, hikari and electric. And the Big Benny Comreunion has gone into my dad's pond since. So let's have a look at how these two have got on. So this is one that I got in the summer. I can't remember the exact month, but it would have been June, July time. June time, I think. That I got from Oi Koi. We trip over there into Essex just for the day to see what offerings they had. I think they get most of their stock from Koi Wholesale, from what I understand. And I picked up this lovely Tancho Sanki. Paid a little bit more than I liked for a Tosai. I paid £70 for it, which for me is borderline squeaky bum time. But I really wanted the Tancho Sanki, and I love the spot on its head. This one looked pretty good. Some sumi to develop around the back of its head, so that's why, I mean, it's a lot further down already than where it was, but that's why I've backed the temperature off, because I want to see what happens to this one, because I'm not sure if it's actually going to come out, because it does look blue, but it also looks quite grey to me as well, and I can't make my mind up if it's going to lose it. But pleased with it so far. If it gets those couple more behind the head, I think it'll be really top draw. But got some good size as well. Again, whole competition thing, quite surprised, really pleased. This one's body, it's another one I've noticed, it's really packing on the body, not so much going for its length. Its shoulders are expanding, so hopefully that's the sign of a big fish in the future. But yeah, he's not had a long time in terms of growth, so we'll see what we get out of him over the winter once I've given him this mini winter, like I'm planning on doing. Yeah, great. Oi Koi, that's where I got him from. Lovely. And it's just tipped about 27, 28 centimetres. So this one's another one I picked up from Oi Koi at the same time as the Tancho Sank. This is a Tancho Goshiki, a Ginrin, and you can see straight away the complete difference to the other one I had. And that's just a quality thing. I paid a lot more money for this one. I think this one, top of my head, 55. The other one I paid 15 for. The other one's gone really light. It was a lot lighter to start with, but it's, you know, almost lost its fleck. And this one has just gone from strength to strength. The Benny has strengthened on this one. It hasn't gone loads of growth, but again, the body looks like it's really packing out. And again, same as I've said with the other ones, I was worried competition-wise, so really pleased with where he's at and what he's done. But yeah, let's see top of that, 25 centimetres this hit. Again, these were all sort of 12, 13 centimetre fish when they went in here, so done really, really well. Got a certificate for these ones, so I'll get them out at some point. Maybe I'll try and put them up on the screen at the same time if I can work out the fandangleness to do that. Another of my personal favourites is, some of you have been here with me since I started doing this, have seen this one before. This is my Deutsch Shower. Again, I've had him a year pretty much to the day, and he's done fantastic. So I'm just going to start sharpening up the sumi a bit. the reason I was netting these upstairs actually to have a look at that front fin that's taken a whack and not doing too well, but it started to improve a bit. That's all from my pump going off, which I'll go through another time. But yeah, this is, I love this fish. Already the Saragoi has started to calm down a little bit. It gets quite yellow under the sake growth. That's one thing I do notice. The Saragoi never looks clean. So I'm going to try and have a crack now, like I've said, sharpening up the colours and seeing where I can get with that and what happens, what different things you need to do to help condition them. But yeah, he's doing really well. Doing really well. Fantastic. And he's another one I think has hit the 40 centimetre mark, just gone over, so coated towel. Bearing in mind Deutz fish don't get as big as your Wagoi, your scaled variants. Pretty impressed with his growth so far. The sumi on his head is like ink, so if I can get the rest of his body like that, yeah, I'll be laughing. Lovely fish. I'll stick the video up, the comparison video I did before, next to him as well, so you can see the difference again. There's been a few changes since for some of the sumi. What a fish. Right, let's pop him back. Right, this bowl is 3 of the ones I got from Cuttlebrook. I do still have all 3 of these, but I'm only focusing on the bigger of the 2 showers for this one. I didn't bowl up the Ginrin Kahaku because it was too quick, if I'm perfectly honest. And the little shower is currently in the hospital tank after knocking itself, which is healed fine, I just haven't moved it back. This one is one of the Cuttlebrook showers that I bought. He's done really well, quite surprising actually. Sumi's developing down his back as well, which he didn't originally have. It's not Ginrin, it's just the silver scale's not enough for it to be classed as Ginrin, but I was talking to Mark Cuttlebrook and they were like, no, it's fascinating, but he's telling me they'd read it in as a sign of skin quality to help with the Saragoi as well. But yeah, really pleased with this one. Slightly overfilled the bucket again, so he's got the freedom, so I shall let him out. Don't stress him out too much, but yeah, really pleased. And that's a Cuttlebrook one, that's an English bred. Done really well. Right, and then we'll move on to the final one that we're going to look at. So focusing here on just one of the Shiro series. I haven't bowled up the heavier Sumi Shiro, and I haven't bowled up the Ginrin Benigo, which this is focusing on at the minute. But we're going to look at this one here, which you can see pretty much had all the Sumi sitting under the skin, just to show you in a short space of time the quality temps off. Right, and this is the last one I'm going to bowl up today, just because I want to show the Sumi development on this one. So this was one of the Shiro series that I took a chance on from Koi Logic, from the Ogata Koi farm. If you remember when I bought it, I bought 2. One that was really heavy in Sumi, which is still in there, I just haven't bowled it up today. And then this one, which had all the blue underneath, but none of the Sumi actually out. But it looked like it had a really good pattern, and you're starting to see that pattern develop. This one has only been in here, I'm trying to remember, not long. I quarantined it first, unheated, got its appetite going a bit, and then it came in here and I was probably only piling the food in for a week or 2, so it's had a bit of growth, it's done alright. Nothing outrageous, but you can see in the 2 weeks, just short of 2 weeks, that I've been focusing on the colour, dipping down the temperature, trying to get the Sumi out. Look what it's done. So we'll watch this one closely, how it develops. But it's great when you see the progress of them and what happens. So yeah, really pleased with that. And as I said, if you look back at the other video, I'll try and put a screen up on here, but if I can't, look back at the other one, you'll see at the end of it how that one came when it was purchased. Right, let's pop him back. That is all I'm going to bowl up today. A, because I actually better catch after them. But I've put them through enough now and I'm actually mid-water change, so I need to get the filter and the air back on. Carry on sorting out the pipe work that I need to fiddle with. There's a couple there, couldn't catch the itch at that. That is, I think, so from Adam By, it's one of his fryer. Apparently, I think that is actually one of the early red achievers that they've been doing, which is interesting. And that Benigo there was also an Adam By fry. A couple of little ones I let my girls pick when we went down there. He's grown really well as well. So yeah, really pleased. Hope you've enjoyed that. Hope you've seen something. Like I said, the sake is definitely put some body on some of them, which I find quite interesting. It's not necessarily gone for length. I'm gonna, in a few videos time, hopefully I'll be in a position where I can get some of these smaller ones out for the winter, because he tries, he's just too small. And this is the same as this one here, this Benny Pomeranian. I'm gonna get some of the smaller ones out, get them in a separate grow on, and start hitting them over the winter. But we're gonna, for now, we're just gonna see if we can sharpen up the colour. So I'm gonna look at some colour foods. So I'll record my progress with the colour food, how we get on. I haven't bowled up any of the Ginrin ones we got from Manakoi. If you remember the Tatashita or Tashistar, apparently, but I think it's Tatashita, but there you go. But they're doing really well and actually looking pretty sharp. Water's really murky. I've been chuffing it about. I'll fill it back up and do an end shot, but yeah. There we go, guys. Right, water's trickling back in to the chlorinator. Bring the water back up, put it all back, finish my maintenance for now. So yeah, thanks for watching, guys. Hope you enjoyed that. Hope it's given you some idea of what I found so far with the Saki hikari as well. It's not the full video I plan to do on that, but it's just a sort of brief touch point. And really the overarching message is just what you can achieve in a small grow on, because yeah, I've done it with quite a few fish. So now the next step is to see how far I can push them again. How big can I get that Kikui? How big can I get the Saragoi, etc. Yeah, like I said, hope you found it useful. There is some of the keen-eyed of you who have noticed that the show, well, both shows are missing. Obviously the one that was egg-bound, I did unfortunately lose that last week, which was, yeah, I thought it may happen, but it got so big, so big. I still think it was egg-bound. Not 100% sure. You can never be, obviously, without having it tested. But there we go. One of those things. Gutted about it. Absolutely gutted. The other shower has scraped itself on this plastic edge. I will do another video separately on that another time to show you my experiences with that one. However, I have still got it. It's in the hospital tank and it's doing fine. So I will update you guys on that one in future. But yeah. Thanks for watching, enjoy the rest of your weekends, and take care. Cheers.